Hi, I'm the left-handed reader. Welcome to my channel. Today, we're continuing with the Buddha in your mirror. Thank you for listening. Let me know where you're listening from in the comments. Part 2. To illustrate how these 10 worlds or conditions of life might function within your own psyche, let's examine an ordinary day in the life. You wake up, get out of bed, perhaps even drag a comb across your head, as in the Beatles song. You have your morning coffee, you read the paper, perhaps you even have a Labrador dozing peacefully at your feet. You are in the world of humanity, where one remains in neutral gear. Now, you head out into the world, begin your daily commute, and get into bumper-to-bumper traffic. Immediately, you are cut off and nearly hit by someone vying for incremental advantage. You exchange hostile glances with this inconsiderate person. For a flashing instant, you are in the world of anger. Arriving at work, you find that your immediate superior has again taken credit for your best work and again piled your desk with boring, low-profile assignments. Disgusted, but lacking the courage to confront authority, you instead snap at your assistant and begin doling out as many unpleasant tasks to him as you can find. You have sunk into the world of animality, where one is easily dominated and, in turn, seeks to dominate others. The day wears on and on. You go to lunch as usual. You can't help noticing individuals you find attractive. Alas, you are not currently seeing anyone. In fact, you have almost given up the hope of ever meeting the right person. Indeed, this woeful, resigned feeling colors everything you see and do. You are in the world of hunger, where strong, unfilled desires distort your view of reality. Returning to your office, you call a recent flame and ask for a date. This person tells you, however, that the relationship is really over, that you have personal tastes, including your love of modern jazz, that make further contact impossible. Shocked and hurt, you begin to feel that you will never be happy, that there is no way out. Your career is a dud. You can't sustain a relationship. Your problems are overwhelming. You are now in the world of hell, a condition of utmost suffering where even the possibility of achieving some degree of happiness seems impossible. Just at this moment, when all hope seems lost, the telephone rings. It is a professional acquaintance, a very attractive one, calling with an extra ticket to a jazz concert that night. Would you care to come? Instantly, you are in heaven, the world of where desires have been fulfilled, a state of relative happiness, sometimes also called rapture. Your entire attitude toward the day has changed. The circumstances that put you in hell shrink in magnitude, and an aura of good fortune suffuses your life. In Buddhism, heaven and hell are not places, but conditions of life, such as the shifting interior landscape of human existence. Perhaps you can even recognize the variability of your own mind in the flow of thought and emotion that occurs in this story. Our inner lives are kaleidoscopic, changing color and pattern with infinite variety and subtlety amid the welter and chaos of contemporary existence. In truth, when something happens to elate us, our fundamental circumstances have hardly changed at all. What has changed is the person within, and that person has been constantly changing from the moment the alarm rang. The worlds we have described so far are known in Buddhism as the 6 paths. or 6 lower worlds. For the vast majority of the human race, life is primarily a matter of bouncing back and forth, as in a pinball machine among these 6 worlds. One might reasonably ask, what's wrong with being in the worlds of humanity and heaven? The problem is that these states don't last. In the lower 6 paths, we are living primarily in reaction to external circumstances. In these lower worlds, we are at the mercy of our environment. Our well-being is contingent on something or someone else. A person in the lower worlds is thus doomed to a roller coaster existence, happy when things go well, unhappy when things don't, ultimately experiencing little control in life in spite of often prodigious effort. True happiness can never be rooted in this shifting quicksand, but within us exists the potential for a different, more solid kind of happiness, culminating in the absolute happiness of Buddhahood. The higher worlds, including Buddhahood, are known as the 4 noble worlds. Unlike the conditional reactive states of the lower 6, the first 3 noble worlds of learning, realization, and bodhisattva are proactive, not reactive states. The Buddhism of Nichiren uses these states as the basis for a practice that leads us to the self-created state of absolute happiness. Let us now return to our day in the life scenario, buoyed by the phone call and wishing to avoid sinking into a morass of negative feelings about your job. You plunge with renewed enthusiasm into your work, a major research project you have been involved in for some time, a project that heightens your understanding of your profession and the way the world works. The hours fly by like minutes. You are in the world of learning, where you can gain knowledge about life, even if it is entirely within a non-Buddhist framework. Returning home, you decide to play the piano for a bit to pass the time before your date. You find yourself increasingly absorbed in a particular jazz riff, which you explore. Through myriad variations, you are now in the 8th world, realization, typically described as a kind of awakening that comes through discipline. It is also characterized as the thrill of mastering a difficult skill, and it applies as much to building a boat in the backyard or learning needlepoint as it does to writing a sonnet or a symphony. Now, let us suppose that a soulful piano chord prompts you to remember a sick friend in the hospital. You decide to visit her on the way to the jazz concert. You are now in the world of bodhisattva, or compassion, characterized by a willingness to help others. This world is also known as aspiration for enlightenment, since, as we shall see, concern for the happiness and well-being of others is integral to the conduct of a Buddha. The Buddha in your mirror. Thank you for listening. Like and subscribe.